says the following new matters. The following new matters. Introduces new definitions such as accessible format copy, anonymous work, beneficiary person, orphan works, and technological protection measures. See clause 1. Second, introduces new categories of literary works such as novels, stage directions, and encyclopedias. Further works such as translations, adaptations, and expressions of folklore are to be explicitly recognized as derivative works, ensuring protection for traditional knowledge as their own form of intellectual property aside from copyright. See clause 3. Furthermore, the bill expands the duration of copyright protection for computer programs and photographic works from 50 years to lifetime of the author and another 50 years like all other protected works. See clause 4. The bill also introduces a requirement for the registration of transactions involving assignments, licenses, and transfers with the registrar of copyrights within 60 days of signing such contracts. The provision further requires non-registration renders the transaction voidable and such transactions to be in writing. See clause 5. Imposes a maximum duration for license, assignments, and contracts at 20 years and introduces requirement for the reversion of the author's rights at the end of the transfer for assignment period. See clause 6. The bill also introduces an additional pay to producers and performers of a sound recording or audiovisual fixation for every commercial use of such works, including broadcasting and public performances. See clause 9. Honorable Commander, clause 9. You had an issue with this one. You need to take note. Clause 9. The bill introduces a requirement for all contracts relating to the exploitation of rights such as publishing, public performances, and broadcasting, be in writing and registered in the Register of Copyright. Non-registration renders the contracts voidable. See clause 10. The bill also introduces fixed remuneration rates for collar ring back tones, ensure fair compensation and distribution among other performers, telecom operators, and aggregators. This will address the remuneration gaps that exist in the exploitation of ring back tones, ensure fair remuneration for the owners of the copyright content. See clause 11, which is the proposed section 39A.
Honorable, wouldn't you discuss that when it comes to committee stage?
Yeah, I'm just concluding. Now, when it comes to observations and findings, it is more like a repetition of this, but in detail, so I'll not go through that. Members who may want to understand in detail can just go to the particular areas, and then we...
Yes, let the Hansard capture.
Yeah. So let me just conclude with this, and then... introduces requirement for registration of transactions. Yes. The bill enhances powers of the Registrar of Copyrights to entertain and settle disputes in copyright registration, contract, and collecting societies. This will ensure effective regulation and administration of copyright and neighboring rights by the Registrar. See clause 12. Just one page to go, right, Honorable. The bill specifies the jurisdiction for settlement of copyright disputes to the High Court rather than limiting it to the Commercial Court. The purpose of the amendment is to empower the various statutes of the High Court in Uganda to hear and determine copyright-related disputes in clause 13 and 19. The bill enhances the penalties for copyright infringement significantly, with the fines not exceeding 2,500 currency points and terms of imprisonment not exceeding 10 years, or both, being proposed for various offences. The proposed amendment is intended to provide for deterrent penalties for copyright infringement and piracy. Those are clauses 14, 15, 16, and 18. The bill seeks to enhance the protection of rights and copyright works in a digital environment, empower the Register of Copyright to issue takedown orders to online platforms that host infringing content and ensure compliance by digital platform operators. Clause 17, which is the proposed 49A. The bill provides that a person convicted of infringement of copyright works bears the cost of seizure, storage, destruction, and infringing materials. See clause 18. The bill provides that a person alleging infringement of copyright works produces a certificate of registration for the works. Clause 17. Clause 17. The bill also streamlines the registration of collecting societies with the registrar of copyright by reducing the number of members to register a collective society from 30 to 2. The bill expands the functions of collecting societies to introduce the mandate to collect the pay royalties to its members or any other owner. The bill provides for holding of annual general meetings of collecting societies with a view to promote transparency, accountability, and good governance among collecting societies. So, Right Honourable Speaker and members, the next page is observations and findings. This is gives a detailed analysis on what the committee received from the stakeholders on the various provisions as I've just outlined, and what the committee decided. It's quite lengthy, and as advised by the Speaker, I will skip it and go to the conclusion. However, where you think you needed to understand the details, you can just refer to a particular provision. It has been well analyzed, and observations, findings, and recommendations. There is just one part, Madam Speaker, that I wanted this House to hear, and this is the limited AI and emerging technology provisions. Various stakeholders such as the LDC, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, and the Uganda Parliamentary Forum for Creative Industries all criticized the bill for not addressing critical issues relating to copyright ownership, authorship,